Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more BattleTech. Alright, so coming off a rather sad episode of losing our UAC-10, we're going to go ahead and see if we can make a little bit of salvage and money to, I don't know, hopefully put us in a better position to find another one in the future. So we're going to start with a repossession here. It's a pretty easy thing for the Federated Sons. I am somewhat tempted to try and make an alliance with these guys at some point. I do know that they do have a bit of a inclination towards autocannons, so yeah, we'll see how that all goes. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll do this. Money is decent. Salvage isn't the... oh, well, I don't really know. Hang on a second. So this is mainly vehicles, I think. 1 second, let's just double check. Yeah, fallen behind on payments for their armored vehicles. Okay, so let's just stay with... yeah, you know what, let's go with, let's stay at a fairly basic thing there. I'm not expecting much in the way of salvage, but it does mean that we get good money here. Let's see, the Enforcer is not feeling... yeah, our pilot there is not feeling too good. Let's go ahead and I'll take the position here. We've got some better recoil penalties, so that should do well. I think we'll keep the Panther, the Phoenix Hawk, and the Vindicator. I think that is all decent. Although we are in urban territory, so I am wondering, maybe we bring the Javelin. Some indirect fire could be helpful. We've got some medium lasers. Although the Panther's got a pretty good close quarters. You know what? Maybe we stick with this for now. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Let's see how this goes. Let's go ahead and deploy. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what exactly is going to happen, but we do have some good maneuver here. If we are going to try and destroy some vehicles, well, our Phoenix Hawk should be able to jump on in and do some very quick and devastating damage. After all, vehicles are weak to melee. And then, I don't know, that the Panther, I'm actually pretty happy with what we've got so far. But either way, let's go ahead. We must go ahead and destroy the enemy forces. A pirate leader has fallen behind on payments for their armored vehicles. Our leasing agent has been unable to repossess the heavily armored vehicles. We've decided that sending a more explosive message is the best way to ensure that others do not take future liberties. Well, Commander, they also mentioned that the target vehicles are currently on deployment with a secondary lance of mechs. You can optionally destroy them as well, and there's a bonus. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. I'm more or less just interested in... well, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of salvage here. I'm expecting it to be possibly lights. I don't know. It depends what we have as far as vehicles. And then, yeah, we'll just have to see what we can get our hands on. But either way, we'll see how that all plays out. Okay, well, let's go ahead and begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, the target vehicles have been detected in this area, Commander. Move up, make contact, and engage targets. Keep an eye out for enemy mechs as well.
Lovely architecture they have here.
Alrighty, so, looks like we got some nice long straights. Excellent for our Panther. We'll go ahead and find... there's not much high ground for us to really take advantage of. I think what we'll do is maybe... yeah, I think we're just going to have to march on forwards. We could sprint on up. We could actually... you know what? That seems relatively good, although, hang on a second, the road will let us travel further. Let's go ahead and use that to our advantage. Yeah, alright, so what else have we got? We have... the Vindicator, let's follow up there.
Location confirmed.
Phoenix Hawk is going to be the last one we move. Let's move our Panther instead, and I think we'll go... let's go over here and see if we can get some good angles. Alright, and then our Phoenix Hawk, let's go ahead and bring you up and around as well. Nothing too much to be concerned about at this point. We'll just see what we can do. Alright, so... no signs of our enemies. Let's start moving our Enforcer forwards. Again, oh, contact. Okay, we have contact. Alright, so let's bring our Vindicator down as well. unknown vehicle. I don't know what they've got there, but I am mildly concerned. You know what? Maybe we quickly sprint on in. That's an 80-ton vehicle. Oh my. Well, you know what? It shouldn't get to take a shot at us, but we could zip on up and close the distance for melee, and I think that's what we're going to do.
Picked up a blip.
Alright, what do we have? So, is that a... It's a Shrek PPC carrier. Oh, okay, well, definitely need to make sure we take this out nice and swiftly. Good news is, any melee with our Phoenix Hawk will kill this thing. Unless we hit the turret. But that's not exactly probable. LRM carrier. 3 LRM 20s. Oh my goodness, okay. Definitely
Yes,
needing
Commander.
to make sure we take some good shots here. Oh, and our Panther is stuck? Oh, I can't believe I missed that little line of things. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's really dangerous, actually. Okay, well,
On it.
we have no choice but to deal with what we've got. Let's just see what we can do.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Alright, reinforcements are on our way.
Orders?
Let's go... Oh, you know what? There's really nowhere where you can move where we're not going to be able to do what we want. We could go for a sprint. That would take us up into line of sight for next turn.
Yep.
We can move the Vindicator forwards, and I think we will. I think we focus everything we've got on that LRM carrier. I'm pretty sure we can take out that Shrek PPC. Yeah, this early initiative is going to be nice, although it doesn't look like any mechs are here for now. So, let's just go ahead and open our salvo.
Confirmed.
Alright, a little spread out than what I would prefer, but that's okay. The mechs are not anywhere near. How is this thing looking? Only 35 health, 27. Okay, that's fairly close to
Standing
getting
by.
got. We cannot... we really can't do much of anything. Alright. Sprinting is what we're going to have to do. Let's move on. Actually, you know what? Let's let our Enforcer then move up. Just make sure that we're not taking position away from them. We've also got...
Commander?
Where is he?
Awaiting orders.
Jeez, Goblin. Let's go ahead and take this melee here. Yeah, this should be more than enough to get this kill, and I'm happy with that. Let's focus. 120. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe we target from the side, just so we're less likely to hit that front armor. Hang on a second. That's not what we want. We want melee. Here we go. Let's attack from this position here.
Confirmed.
Let's see that this Shrek carrier gets destroyed. Structures down, must have hit the front armor. And the small lasers for backup. Excellent.
One for the scrap heap.
Alright, well, good thing we moved you ahead as fast as we did. They do still have another LRM carrier at the back there. That is concerning, but we've got some decent evasion. Let's bring... Oh, we've got multiple shots here. 60 and 65.
Good to go.
And then unfortunately back here we've got nothing for us. And these guys have no evasion, so it's not going to make a difference. Let's just sprint forwards. I think...
Receiving you.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and we'll sprint as far as we can.
No shooting. Just running.
I think there's going to be a chance that we take a stray shot here, but we will see. Let's move up as far as possible. 60 and 65, 60 and 60, 65 and 70. Oh, maybe actually we go for the one at the back. I know this thing is already mostly dead. Let's see, if we do 60 damage and we hit the front, we will almost destroy it, and the large laser... Actually, yeah, we can't destroy this thing in a single shot. Okay, so... we need both of them to hit. The problem is, though, I don't like the chances at 60 and 65%. It's not high. Yeah, at least have a 70% with the large laser. You know what? Let's at least try and minimize what they've got. We'll go for the one that's already damaged. I'd prefer not to, but it is what it is. If at least one of these hit, though, we can at least more or less take out that vehicle. Alright. That's good enough.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Alright, now we just have to brace for impact. Alright, taking some pot shots. Nothing too severe. LRM carrier. That evasion worked out rather nicely. Okay, good, good, good. That is acceptable.
Commander.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. We don't have positioning here.
Waiting for orders.
The Panther also doesn't have phenomenal shots. We do have that 90% here, but again, that's not enough to destroy. I think what we do is we let...
Yes, Commander.
I think we actually might let them come closer to us. We know that they've got some light mechs around. Potentially, like, like some LRM-5s on like a Locust. It's not out of the question. Yeah, okay, so it is mainly light mechs, I think. Oh, actually, they've got a heavier hitter further back. Yeah, okay. They're just doing a little bit of scouting work for the LRM carriers, it seems. Okay. I guess that's to be expected. It is what it is. Let's focus down. Let's see. 2 and a 1. When does this thing move? LRM carrier. You are... It's initiative of 1. Okay. So I'm guessing the 2 is maybe the one at the back there, or maybe back here. Alright, so what have we got? We've got some good shots here against that LRM carrier specifically. Okay, you know, let's focus our attention on this thing. We'll see if we can get the kill, free up our Phoenix Hawk to hunt down one of the light mechs, which they are pretty good at. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best play. So let's see what we can do.
All weapons committed.
Alright, vehicle down, that's great.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Dropping those 3 LRM-20s is quite nice. Then we've got 30s and 35s, nothing over there. We can't get eyes on from back here.
Reporting.
Cheese Goblin could go ahead and get close. So what have we got? 1V and a 1E. So you guys have lasers, you guys have a laser and some MGs. I think we'll focus on maybe the Locust 1E.
What's up, boss?
Hang on a second. Let's if we were to use our... Actually, we could even take some cooling if we desired, but again, that would take away most of our opportunity there. Small lasers have some decent accuracy, but again, that's pretty low.
Good to go.
Let's bring Big Man forwards here. Yeah, let's see what we can do. 35 to hit, 30. I suppose it's worth a shot.
Copy that.
We've got nothing else to do, and it's not like we're expending ammunition. We could also go for a sensor lock, and you know what? Actually, that could be more beneficial. Yeah, the PPC is not going to destroy anything in 1. Let's go sensor lock. We'll make this a little bit easier. Alright, and then...
Orders.
What do we have? 55s and 45s.
You have orders?
Yeah, look, I think what we might do here is... Actually, you know what? We could even just walk up. Yeah, no need to really generate too much excess heat right now. Those odds aren't going to get much better. And who knows, if we take out a leg, then Headhunter could come in for the kill. I think that's probably the way we do this. In fact, you know what? Let's get the high ground advantage as well. Yeah, extra evasion.
I understand.
Oh, we see that there's something back here. Still not sure what it is, but we should be fine. Resolve is at 60. Yeah, I think we just stick here. Let's see if we can destroy this thing. It hasn't got much armor in the back. This could be as good as dead.
Unloading full salvo.
Oh, and not quite. Okay, how well is this thing living? Well, it hasn't got much as far as center structure is concerned, nor the right. That leg also took a bit of a beating. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Well then, let's move on up. We'll go... Actually, let's get you towards the fountain there, just so we get some extra cooling on the next turn. 65s and 55s, that will have to suffice.
Move into position.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's see what this does. It doesn't take us too much to get a kill here, or at least knock it over.
Roger that.
But it looks like it's just a little bit too evasive. Okay, well... Alright. Minimal damage. Let's see what's up.
Receiving you.
Alright, let's go... Oh, actually, you know what? This could be the best plan for us. 35-ton vehicle. I think what we do here is we move up, we take the cooling, we take the kill here, and then we can also potentially jump our Phoenix Hawk across to destroy that vehicle if necessary.
On my way.
Yeah, we can see what this does. Alright, so a Striker, SRM-6 and an LRM-10, definitely not as dangerous as it could be. Some very nice percentages, but I think we'll focus in on this Locust.
Firing. All weapons.
Alright, another one bites the dust.
That's a kill.
And that Alpha Strike even cools us down, which is nice. Alright, and oh wow, he's going for a very evasive play right here. He's bracing for impact. Guarded, yes. Okay. Interesting choice. Let's see, what have we got here with our Panther? If we move up, again, pretty dodgy odds. Much nicer odds. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and see if we can take out this Striker. Those are some very decent percentages.
On my way.
Yep, this will make us toasty, but again, I'm cool with this.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
An early target down would have been worth it, but I guess those odds, as much as they were in our favor, they were not quite enough. Alright, well, how did this thing go? It took very little damage. That's a pity. Alright, well, we still got the Enforcer. Could follow up there, could do some damage here.
How might I help?
Some good shots with our melee as well as the small lasers. Melee is 55. We would take out whatever we hit. Short of the center torso. Decisions. If we move down here, those odds are never getting any better. If we move over here, 85 and 70. You know what? I suppose that's not going to get much better either. Let's just go ahead and shuffle on up. Let's take care of this thing. Give them less to scout with. And then, do we want everything? I feel like we could probably drop the AC-10. Yeah, look, I think we might actually drop the... There's a good chance that we could destroy this fairly comfortably with what we've got. You know what? Never mind. Let's just fire and
All weapons committed.
see if we can get the kill. Alright.
Enemy unit destroyed.
I don't think we necessarily would have got that kill if we didn't send in that AC-10, so I think that was worth it.
What's the plan?
Cheese Goblin. Let's go ahead and I think we go melee here. We don't get much evasion, but we've got some good melee, we've got some small lasers, we're shooting this, we're going to punch this thing in its back. There's a great chance that this thing doesn't survive. Let's just be smart about things. Alright, well, it's still around. It's moving forwards and is coming in for a melee against our Enforcer. Okay. We all make questionable life choices.
Detecting MechWarrior injury.
What the heck? Okay, that annoying little thing. Alright, how come we didn't get the kill? We almost took out a torso twice, and we almost took out a leg. My goodness. So close and yet so far. Let's bring... let's bring our Panther over. We will definitely heat on up, but I think... What side's this? It's left leg. Alright, let's just go... Oh, you know what? Maybe we come in for a melee. Yeah, maybe we just cool down this way. Let's go ahead and we'll attack. We can then maybe set ourselves up in some water if anyone comes around that corner on the next round. Yeah,
Coordinates received.
go ahead and get that done. Alright, we're back to chill. 30-ton mech. That's fine.
Standing by.
Let's go... I guess we move just a little bit forwards and take a shot. Honestly, we're losing heat as we stay in the water, so it doesn't really matter whether the odds are particularly good or not. Yeah. Alright, well, that's less evasive. Alright, now what does that leave? Just another light mech? Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Just myself and Cheese Goblin. Let's go ahead and I think I go for a punch here as well. May as well cool back down before anyone comes around that corner. Again, 85 to hit is decent.
Engaging physical attack.
Alright, there goes a leg and a torso.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I guess if he melees me, I can melee him, right? And now we can just move our Phoenix Hawk.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, let's go ahead and... we don't want to show our rear arc to these fellows. You know what? It's about to say, maybe we could jump into the cool. How's it doing? It's not doing particularly well. Yeah, look, maybe we leg the mech. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go for a jump. We will have the initiative on him. We've got maximum resolve anyway. Let's go with a precision strike, I suppose. Oh, you know what? That doesn't even add that much heat. Let's drop off a medium laser. Keep us almost at 0. We'll aim for the leg.
Yes, Commander.
And if it dies, it dies.
Hostile removed.
Alright. Well, we're still nice and chill. Looks like they have an Irby. Hey, what happened there?
Warning. Armor low.
Well, I'm guessing that thing's got an AC 10. Right, okay. Well, it would have hurt more if it was a 20. Another 30-ton mech. Alright, another Irby, I am certain.
Aye, aye.
What to do? Could take some shots there.
Waiting for orders.
Big man with the Panther. Let's go maybe... That's actually not some... That's actually some pretty decent shots across the board. We move back a little bit. Does that get any better? We could always just go for the building beneath him. That is one tactic we could use. Make it fall and hurt him good. Actually, that might even be enough to leg the mech. That's not like they got that much... Oh no, that's not going to quite be the right amount of damage. Alright, so what would we need to do to destroy that building? We need like a PPC and a medium laser, the rest against the other. We could always fire our SRMs as well. You know what? Maybe that's what we do. Let's move forwards. We'll sit back here. We fire our SRMs. 4x8 is 36. 36 and another 90 from another 25 from a medium laser. That'll be enough to take that out. And then the PPC and the medium laser against the Irby. I think that's a
Roger.
decent choice. Let's go multi-target. So, we'll keep you and we'll keep you. We will go for target building is B. That is a 90% to hit. There we go. We warm up a little bit, but there's some good chance we can do some great damage.
Firing on multiple enemies.
Structures exposed. That's nice. And apparently we did not quite get the shots on target like I desired. It's got 3 hit points. My goodness. Okay, well. Alright, let's reserve for a second. I don't think that there's much more other than these final 2 mechs. but I want to figure out exactly how we can hurt this thing. Almost took out the small laser, but yippee-doo on that one. Let's move the Enforcer forwards. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking this is going to be an Ubi with an AC-20. That's my best guess. Yeah, that would actually make a bit of sense. If they sacrifice the jump jets, they might have enough jump jets and the small laser and maybe strip some armor. That would explain why it hasn't jumped into combat yet. Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem, but we'll go ahead and move on up, I think. We'll go ahead and... Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we do this with Cheese Goblin. We go multi-target. Yeah. Could shoot out... Actually, if we go here, we could shoot the building with a small laser, focus everything else up here. Yeah, look, I think that's the way we're going to do this.
Have no doubt, it will be done.
Alright, so multi-target. Everything against A, a little bit against B. Let's drop... That's much of a muchness. Actually, you know what? We'll keep the small lasers on the Ubi just because that's a slightly higher percentage. Yeah, we'll go one of these to B. That'll be fine.
Target confirmed.
Alright, and then we should take out its structure under the stability underneath. Look at that. Full damage, unsteady,
Brought it down, Commander.
full damage. How's he looking now? Well, he's definitely looking beat up. Not quite enough to be dead. Okay, fine. Let's just finish this silly thing off. Let's march over to the water so we don't have too much heat. We're just going to go ahead and focus here. I don't care. Alright, well there goes his heavy hitting.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Actually, that could be... Is that enough for a knockout? No, he has not lost quite enough. He's lost most of everything, but not quite enough. Alright, you know what? Maybe we go ahead and... Yeah, let's just go ahead and finish this guy off. Yeah, center torso. Let's not waste any time. Alright.
Destroyed.
Now comes the question, who's popping around the corner? Oh, structure exposed. That must be what I think it is. How are we looking? Oh no, AC-10. Huh. Okay, well that is good. If that had been a 20, that would have taken out our leg very swiftly. Let's go ahead and... Oh, you know what?
Waiting for orders.
Let's march on forwards. We'll strip his evasion. That should be decent. We'll probably drop the
Moving to
PPC. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we just drop the medium laser. Yeah, that'll be fine. The PPC's got a better chance and it does more damage. Also scrambles his sensors.
Engaging with target.
So there goes his evasion. Let's then bring Headhunter. 85s, I think that's as good as we could ask for. 85s and 75s. Is that the best range we could ask? Just double checking. Yep, that seems good enough. Let's go with a precision strike. 5% now for a headshot. And you know what? We may as well. The main thing is that we hit the body. I'm not really too concerned about this thing living.
Affirmative.
Alright, well there goes part of the torso.
Scored a critical hit.
Feeling very unsteady. Let's roll our Enforcer forwards. Actually, you know what?
Commander.
Let's use that. Let's use Cheese Goblin here. It's not like he's got to use all of his maximum damages. So let's just pop on up.
Going skyward.
Use a little bit of jump jets for that bonus damage. Let's focus again, another precision strike. We'll go for the head, but realistically, I think this is gonna kill anyway. Yeah, there we go. And the Ubi falls to its knees. Alright, certainly sent them a message, Commander.
Mission successful.
Alright. Not terrible at all. So that means I think we've got a little bit of structural damage, but again, it's fairly insignificant. Unfortunately, that will cost us a day to get some repairs done. We did get an extra 30% on the payment, so that is nice. Let's see. I got injured. That doesn't help. Actually, no structure damage there. Huh. We must be all good. Okay, we got close to needing repairs. Alright, well, you know what? I'll take it. Alright, so what do we want? Let's go for... There's an AC-10, PPCs, ammo. Alright, look, I actually think we might go for a PPC. I know that we don't have one in storage. LRM-20s are also nice, but I think we'll go ahead and try and continue building up ourselves a mech. We'll see what else we get given. Okay. Well, part of an Irby, some LRMs, some PPCs. Okay, you know what? I actually don't hate that. But I think that'll be good for our supply, because again, if we were to purchase a PPC, it costs us a good 200,000. I doubt that we're going to get to sell too much, so realistically, if we put together one of those Locusts or an Irby, we'll only get about 200,000 ourselves at... Yeah, I think it's about 200,000 we could sell one of those for. So it's the equivalent of a PPC, so we may as well just go for a spare weapon, and who knows, it could be useful in the future. Alright, but either way, that takes me out of action for a second, which is a little bit unfortunate. Mech-wise, I think we're doing okay. We can go ahead and see about some upgrades, which we certainly shall.
By.
Looks like Big Man can now go ahead and get that breaching shot. And I think that's what we go for. Yeah, let's go ahead and confirm. That could be very nice.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Reporting.
Cheese Goblin, we can go boost up your gunnery skills even further. Oh man, this is quite the choice. I also don't mind the idea of the Ace Pilot for you either. That does work nicely, but I think for now, what do? We'd have to survive another mission. If we did that... I don't know. Let's just go with the gunnery skill for now. Yeah.
MechWarrior training
More
complete.
shots on target is always ideal. Let's go for Headhunter. We've got some good skills now. Could go for an extra overheat threshold, which wouldn't be bad, but we could also go for accuracy. And I think now that we've got our cold shot bonus here and the Master Tactician, I think we go for some base gunnery chance and just make things a little bit better at targeting. I think that would be ideal, although that extra overheat threshold could be nice as well. You know what? It's the precise amount of XP, so let's go ahead and we'll take this extra overheat threshold. I do seem to run my mechs a little bit toastier, so that should give us a little bit of extra wiggle room for all the other bonuses, and then we'll start focusing in on gunnery there, I think. As for myself, I can't really do too much here. There's some melee there, some minimum ranges. Yeah, look, I think... Actually, no, maybe we do take the minimum range. Actually, no, wait a second. None of our weapons have that, so I guess we'll hold on. Alright, and tank, yeah, you're also just out of commission for a little bit. Alright, so, do we try and squeeze out one more mission? Probably not. I think it could get a little bit dicey depending on what we come across. But I think what we'll go with is this one in the next one. We'll go for some supply lines, and we'll see if we can, yeah, protect the transports from whatever's coming our way. Now, salvage isn't exactly huge, but the money pay is pretty decent, so we'll probably focus on some cash on that one. So, yeah, that should give us a nice little boost to our coffers and our potential purchasing power. So, if you do want to see that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.